Hi, it's Ella. Thank you for being here with me. I have no idea what just happened. I was in literally mid sentence and my phone has started doing this weird thing, and I don't know why it's doing it, but it has started doing this weird thing where I will literally be in an app and it does not matter what the app is. Like it just did it with my video, where I'm literally in the middle of recording a video and it just closes. And the weird thing is that it doesn't close the app. It just like minimizes it. So most of the time I can just go back, I can just go back to whatever app I was in and it's literally exactly where I left off. Of course, with recording video, it doesn't work that way. So, um, yeah, I don't know. But, so before, it's done this once before when I've been recording a video and I decided to just splice it together. But anyway, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do this time, if I'll splice it or if I'll just start over with this one. I think I'm just going to start over. So I wasn't really saying a whole lot of substance anyway, so there you have it. I have not been online very much today, just a little bit here and there. Obviously, I'm recording very late tonight. I think it's 10:30 or so, and but I was determined to still do it. So I was not going to just say, well, it's too late, so why bother? So I was determined to still record a video. So, because you never know what insights might come up. I don't know. But anyway, I was not online very much today. Just kind of dipped in here and there, but I can get stuck in, a rut where I'm just scrolling, whatever, and I'm just like, what am I even doing, So I took a nice long nap earlier today, thus the unmade bed. So I've been slowly, this is kind of what I like to do anyway, but I like to, from like a cleaning standpoint, I will target specific areas of the house. So anyway, then I'm like, oh, now I have to yawn. So if the video is not cutting out, then I have to yawn and like whatever. Anyway, it's strange times we have here, people. What can I say? So earlier this past week, I spent 2.5 or 3 hours cleaning in here. So by cleaning, I mean really I reorganized the whole room. Like, took everything out of the closet because like there had become quite a pile of stuff that was just sort of like, I'll deal with this later. I'll deal with this later. And some of the stuff like I hadn't really taken the time to carefully put it away or do what I needed to do or sort through it or whatever since returning from Bali. And I was like, okay, this ends now. This is getting done. So I did that. Today I ended up cooking. I cooked some chicken, the last of my chicken. So in theory, I should have more coming on Tuesday. If it's in stock, hopefully it will be. These are strange times that we're living in. But anyway, so I made some chicken, some red beans and rice, and some Brussels sprouts. The Brussels sprouts were frozen, and they were actually pretty good. So anyway, so it was a really good meal, yummy. It was quite tasty actually. And I did pop online for Brene Brown. She led another 15-minute church session, which was really cool. And then earlier this week, the Indigo Girls, it was on Thursday. Earlier last week, the Indigo Girls they did a live concert basically, and it was amazing. I was singing at the top of my lungs. It was so good. so needed, and that really it just blows me away how many artists and how many people are just putting content out there, just doing it, even though it's a weird, difficult time right now. It amazes me, all of the different organizations and companies and individuals and groups who are just releasing content for free just to help people stay sane. The good in the world blows me away. It does. It really blows me away. I feel like there's more good. I still feel like there's more good than bad. I feel like what we hear about more often than not is the bad. So anyway, after I cooked and watched the 15 minutes of church, then I ended up cleaning. I got into kind of like a deep cleaning spree with the kitchen. So I was telling my housemate about his amazing oven and how much I love it. And like, if you could marry an inanimate object, I would marry this oven. I love it so much. It's amazing. It really is. But the cooktop has 6 burners in total, and they're all gas. And but it also has a griddle that's it's like a stainless steel surface. So I haven't figured out how to properly clean that yet. So I don't know. There's probably an owner's manual around here somewhere, but probably what I'll do is just try and find it online. That'll probably be more efficient, honestly. So, oh, look at my cute Phoebe. Sleeping. She's sleeping. Snoozing. It's that time. It's bedtime. So, anyway, I took the grates off and scrubbed those and scrubbed all the burners and everything, and, disinfected everything and cleaned, everything from the countertops to like the handles and the fronts of all the drawers and everything. It was a deep clean basically on the kitchen. And so it felt really nice, felt really good to do that. And it was really actually quite nice that when my housemate came upstairs, that was like the first thing that he said was like, "Whoa, thank you for doing this. This looks amazing." It was like, it needed to be done. Not that it was really all that bad, but it just feels good to have your house in order, and there are a couple of rooms in this house that are pretty gnarly right now. So so we won't get into that, but that's what I used to do when I was on my own. Was I would target, just one area and just focus on deep cleaning that room. And then the next time that I felt the cleaning bug, then I would target a different area, and hopefully it happens about once a week. So, my housemate, my friend that I'm staying with, he typically has a cleaning service that comes and cleans every week, but I'm not sure if that's suspended indefinitely or if it's just suspended for a couple weeks. I don't know, actually. So they weren't here last week, and I don't know that they're going to be here this week. So next on my list is cleaning my bathroom, aka the guest bathroom. I hate cleaning the bathroom. It's like the bane of my existence. I just hate doing it. But since I'm the only one who uses it, I just try to keep it tidy and keep it as clean as I can, while I'm, as I'm using it. That's one thing about me is like, even though I don't know, I can be kind of flaky sometimes. I can be kind of wishy-washy, indecisive. Um, I can get really stuck in my head and have a hard time making decisions, blah, 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 blah. But one thing that really keeps me grounded is having a clean or at least a tidy home. Like, if my surroundings are tidy, then that is a direct reflection of my insides, And it's like, if everything around me is a chaotic mess, then that means I'm a chaotic mess inside too. So, and I think that's probably true for a lot of people. I grew up in a house with a lot of sit around stuff, a lot of just decor basically that had to be dusted every single week. And, but it was all stuff that was, it brought joy to my grandmother or my mom. So that's why it was there. And, there really wasn't much clutter. Now, the garage was a different story. The garage was completely cluttered, but that was my dad's domain. And my dad is a very cluttered, he's like drowning in clutter all the time. I can't stand clutter. If I like it negatively affects my mental health, like, immediately. Like, I know that there's a pile. Everybody has like that pile or that drawer, and it's stressful to me. It stresses me out. Not gonna lie, just stresses me out. So anyway, I didn't mean to get down a whole rabbit hole about that, but there I did. So anyway, so basically all of that was a lot too. All of that to say that I've had a productive day. I had a very restful day because I had a really nice long nap, and that felt really good. So, which is good because I went to bed really late last night, and the cat starts meowing, for better or for worse. She starts meowing as soon as the sun comes up. So, so my sleep between, sun up to when I actually get up is fitful at best. So yeah, naps are the best. Anyway, so, but yeah, other than taking a really good long nap, I was productive. I did things, cooking and cleaning, and it just felt really good. So, but yeah, as a result, I have not been online. I have all these notifications on my phone that I need to deal with, and I'm just like, do I have to? Yeah, I kind of do have to for several of them. But, it's not a bad thing to take time off of social media, and even just using your phone at all for anything. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad idea. In fact, I think it's a very positive thing. So I've been trying to kind of slip in to Amazon, for example, and Instacart, for example, just to see, if they have any delivery windows open up. And I have an Instacart order coming on Tuesday, and I keep adding things to it because I'm like, oh wait, I discovered today, I'm like, oh, I only have a very, very tiny amount of olive oil left. I need to be sure, and since I have that order that I placed last week sometime, I'm like, I definitely have a delivery, so I'm going to put as much in it as I possibly can. So, because otherwise, like, Instacart here, you can't get anything. They may have stock, but there are no delivery slots available. So And, my housemate and I were talking about this last night of like every time that you go out and do anything, where you have any sort of contact with, even the air inside of a location, like inside of a store, for example, because this illness is airborne, it's like anytime that you go anywhere like that, even if you don't get closer than 6 feet to anybody around you, you're still putting yourself at risk. So it's like your exposure count is like reset to 0, because it's like, okay, now I have to wait 5 more days to see if I was exposed to it, to see if I'm going to show any symptoms, to see, so both of us we've been talking about this of like, like I would love to order some food, but here's the thing, I can't guarantee the cleanliness of the people preparing the food, like I can't guarantee their level of health, and I can't guarantee the level of health of whoever's delivering it. That's 2 points of contact where there's potential exposure, and especially since I am part of the at-risk population, I have to be extra careful. The other thing is, plus I have no health insurance, so yeah, I would be stuck with like whatever home remedies I could drum up, which we all know how well that goes. So anyway, the other thing is that anytime there is a delivery here at the house, we're actually sanitizing everything that comes in. So, every box that comes in, like sanitize the exterior of it. I think that's a good idea, just for now, because you don't know how many hands have touched it and who's coughed on it, sneezed on it, whatever. It's like this is stuff that's probably not a bad idea to do on a regular basis anyway. But it's easy to get lazy and to be lazy and to not really think about the supply chain and health and things like that. So yeah, anything that comes here is sanitized before it comes into the house. So, or before it comes upstairs, basically, and is put away in the kitchen or wherever. So, yeah, and that includes food. So the packaging, because can't guarantee the health of whoever was, retrieving the items to deliver and putting them in the bags and stuff. Like, can't guarantee their health. Don't know, what they've been doing. Can't guarantee the health of anybody who was around that person while they were picking the order. It's like there's a lot to think about there. So anyway, I don't know why. I guess I'm feeling rather talkative this evening, but anyway, so I was able to earlier I've been looking for my favorite brand of rice and beans, because I don't know, I guess at this point I have an emotional attachment to it, because I used to eat this brand, like all of their products basically all the time when I was living in New England before, because I was so broke and the food was cheap but it also tasted good. And so the brand is called Vigo, Vigo. From what I understand, they're not carried in most stores anymore. They used to be everywhere. But you can still get their stuff on Amazon. Well, their red beans and rice have been sold out forever. And to the point where it said currently unavailable. Well, I was walking the dogs earlier, and I just happened to, I was like, you know what? Just by chance, I'm just going to check and see if those red beans and rice might be, available. Well, they were available again. So I have a package of 12 coming to me. The price was higher. A little price gouging going on. um, but still, not completely unreasonable. So, anyway, so I have a package coming. I think it's like a week and a half from now, maybe something like that. So, um, I also ordered a jigsaw puzzle because people are posting, like, it's kind of funny. People are posting like random things that they're doing since they're stuck at home. And so a lot of people are posting jigsaw puzzles. And that's something that my mom and I used to do a lot of when I was growing up. We used to do a lot of puzzles. Um, we would do them together. My mom and I would also play cards a lot. She taught me a bunch of different games. I've forgotten a lot of them. One of my favorites to play with her was Crazy Eights, which I can't remember, but I could probably look up the rules online. But she taught me several different types of solitaire games, and some of them I can still play. Um, you know, so yeah, it's like I feel like in a lot of ways we are as a society having to get really creative, and in doing so, reverting back to activities that we used to do, you know, at least my generation, Generation X, the generation that everybody forgets about, Gen X. Um, I feel like we're doing stuff that now families are going back to doing stuff right now that I used to do as a kid, standard stuff for us when I was a kid, clean, like deep cleaning, every Saturday morning in my house was chores. And that meant, my job was dusting. I had to dust the entire house, which is why I was talking earlier about having a bunch of sit around stuff to have to dust. Everything had to be carefully dusted, So that was my job. My sister's job was vacuuming, and my mom did the bathrooms. So, but that was every Saturday growing up. And then when my sister moved out, guess who also had to do the vacuuming? I did. So, yeah. Funny how that works. So, I feel like these are strange times, but it's really not all bad, We used to play board games a lot when I was growing up. We used to, do jigsaw puzzles, play cards. We did all kinds of stuff because, you know what? We were poor. We didn't have any money. So, you have to get creative when you don't have money. So we did. We got creative. So tomorrow begins, well, today really, but the new week is beginning, and more COVID-19 cases are going to be, turning up. And my housemate and I were talking about just the state of the market, and he's having to weigh, nobody knows what's going to happen with the market and with business in general. I think it's kind of too soon to tell right now. There are a lot of projections out there. There are a lot of discussions being had, certainly, but I think it's really kind of too soon to make any definitive proclamations about what's going to come to pass. So, and I think that man, how much of my life, and this, this is just a little light bulb, how much of my life has been waiting in limbo for something to come to pass, waiting in limbo for some kind of nebulous result that I have no idea, what is coming, what's on the horizon, and how long I have to wait for it. And that's where we are right now worldwide. We are all in limbo. We are all waiting. So a lot of beautiful things, like I know this from my own personal experience, of a lot of amazing things happen when you are waiting. A lot of amazing things happen inside when you're in limbo, when your whole life is in limbo. But it's hard to see that when you're in the middle of it, you know? Most of the time you can't really see like the divinity of where you are until you're looking backwards and it's in retrospect, you know? So my challenge to you would be, what is the divinity for you right now? Where is the divinity? And I'm going to actually think on this myself too. What is divine right now for you, where you are right now? What is divine? What in your life, what in your heart, what in your soul is divine right now, exactly as it is? It's pretty, can be a profound exercise to do. So I think I'm definitely going to be doing that exercise, and I challenge you to do it as well. And I would love to hear what is divine for you right now. And you will definitely be hearing from me tomorrow, because tomorrow is the start of a new week, and it's another opportunity to just be, which is really hard sometimes, because we're always aiming to be something. You know, we're always shooting to be something, to have something, you know, to do things and to do something. And, you know, truthfully though, sometimes it's the hardest to just be. So, let's do that again. I'm going to take a big, deep breath. Thank you so much for being here with me. One thing I will be doing this week is I will be teaching some breathing exercises at least one breathing exercise that's very calming. So I'll be doing that hopefully, if not tomorrow, then Tuesday at the latest. So look for that. Check out my chanting video if you have not watched it yet. And I might actually record me chanting again, but actually use a proper headset and microphone this time, because I think that might be kind of cool to have that. So all right, friends, thank you for being here with me, and I will see you tomorrow. And Phoebe says goodnight too.